Your viewership helps make Virginia Homegrown a success. For information on how to become a financial partner, please contact Lanny Fields at 804-560-8226 or lfields@ideastations.org. Thank you.
Coming up on Virginia Homegrown, I'll be at Tuckahoe Plantation learning how to prune a European Hornbeam Arbor.
And in the second half of our show, we're coming to you from Skylar Green's company, where we're going to learn about microgreens and hydroponics. We're looking forward to your questions via telephone and email. And as always, stay tuned for Virginia Homegrown.
I'm excited to be putting away my winter woolens, and I'm very excited to be getting outside into the garden because it's springtime. But I'm even more excited to be welcoming you to the 2016 season of Virginia Homegrown. I'm Peggy Singelman, host, and I welcome you to our show.
I'm John Thompson, new co-host for the 2016 season. I'm also an extension agent for Virginia Cooperative Extension in Fluvanna County. Don't forget to send us your questions by phone or by email. The information you need is on your screen right now. And tonight, we'll be going to Skylar Green's farm in Skylar, Virginia. We're going to learn about microgreens and hydroponic production. So Peggy, where will you be taking us?
Well, we're going to be going to Tuckahoe Plantation, where we're going to be learning how to prune an arbor. Let's get going. Sue, what a beautiful day to come to Tuckahoe.
Isn't it perfect?
It's
just amazing.
Yes.
In March.
And what even adds to it is this beautiful pleached arbor that you have here.
Thank you. It really is special. These are European hornbeams, and we used those because they're flexible and easy to bend, and also the soil is not very well draining, and they just can tolerate that.
That's fantastic.
This was probably in the late 80s. I ordered a bunch of whips. I mean, they were really tiny, and we planted them, let them grow for a couple of years, and then we built the structure, the form. And that's when we started training the trees onto the tunnel. This is called a pleached tunnel. There are a lot of forms of pleaching, but this is a really good sort of colonial, pre-colonial form.
So back in the day when Jefferson spent his time here.
There could have been something here.
Yes.
Thomas Jefferson grew up at Tuckahoe.
Yes.
And it really is wonderful. It's a National Historic Landmark. My husband's whole family owns it and has owned it since about 1935 when his grandmother bought it.
Oh, that's lovely.
So it really is special.
Yes.
It's good to be here.
Oh.
Anyway, beautiful blue sky, and some of what you see doesn't strike you so much in the winter because if you're standing far away, you don't see these things that look more like a buzz cut gone bad sticking up. But once the summer comes, you really do need to train things. And so right now we can I can show you a couple of things that we normally do. We make cuts, and then we also train and pleach the younger branches where we have holes in the arbor.
So if the pleaching was perfect and there wasn't any shade, you could remove the arbor and it would stand on its own.
Yes, you could, but it's so imperfect that that's never going to happen.
Well, you know, sometimes the theory is good, but the practice misses the point.
And that's what we have out here a lot of the time, too. Oh, well.
Well, let's go see that, okay?
Let's do.
Oh, what a nice view right down this hedge here.
Isn't it great?
Yes.
I know, it really is great. And the purpose of this is not about individual trees. It's not about individual branches, although we remove those to make you see the whole structure. And so all of this is acting as a whole rather than individually. And because of that, we're going to remove things that take away from that form, from that wholeness. And I'm going to start right here with a branch that's coming way out beyond the structure.
It's not following the rule.
So I'll start here. No, it's not following the rule.
Okay.
I'm going to take it right about here and make a clean cut right here. And now what I'm going to do is go up and take, just as an example, take one branch off that looks almost like a water sprout because it's growing straight up. and I'm going to take that out because that one definitely has to come out. There's no way to pleach it. It's too old and not flexible enough. So I'll take that one out.
Sue, we've just taken care of some verticals, but how about
Right.
some of the growth that's come out a little further?
Right. We want to keep it in the same plane, and so I'm not going to let a branch like this stay out. I'd probably take that out, and then I'd do that all the way down so
Right.
that the form is what speaks to you rather than, again, the individual branches that are sticking out, like a bad haircut.
Like a bad haircut,
Yep.
exactly. But now let's move down.
Okay, all right,
Because we've
okay.
got some addressing to do on the bottom as
Right,
well.
and I may change my pruners. These are bigger loppers, but I think
Yes.
I'm going to use the smaller ones for smaller cuts.
They're more
just easier.
malleable.
Yep,
Yeah,
and
yep.
easier to get in.
Okay. And we've got some suckers here coming up.
Right, I think that's what I'm going to go for next.
Exactly.
So here we go, down to the ground on that, and then I'll
Okay.
take up all the smaller suckers that are with it. All right.
And that prevents the roots basically from kind of taking advantage of a
Right.
quick growth.
Right.
And forces the plant to put its energy up
Right.
into the body of the tree.
Right, and then once again, we've got a bigger branch right here, and it's interfering. If you're
Yes.
looking, that's the first
Well,
thing
it's
you see.
Interfering with us right now.
Right, it's interfering with us. It's right in my way. So
Yes.
that comes out, and then
Okay.
we've got another cut right here.
You're going to have a lot for your peas.
Right, I know. And now we're getting, and then I think I'm probably going to do this one and
Because
pull
it
it out because it's too, yeah, I'm going to have plenty of pea staking.
Yes. But what you're
Okay.
doing here is you're keeping, shall we say, a nice clean line on the inside.
Right,
Right.
right. And I think that makes a lot of sense, in, again, with this form. It's structure over individual.
Yes.
Totally.
It's the whole.
It is the whole.
But we have one more part to address.
Yes, we do.
We have the top to address.
Up high.
Yes.
Okay. We need a ladder for that.
do,
We've
we
got a
do.
few.
Okay.
All right.
Sue, this is a beautiful view up here.
It is. It's
Tuckahoe
a little
is
hairy,
glorious.
though.
But you know, I do see what you mean. You know, when you had mentioned that right now we really don't mention the, actually see the hairiness.
No, you don't.
But in the summer, this would be a solid.
Probably
mass
in
of
another
leaves.
month we could really see it. So this is going to be done soon.
Yes.
So what I'm going to do is start with branches that are really growing straight up. This just is never going to be able to be bent.
Yes.
So I'm going to just throw that down on the ground, and then I'm going to come in.
And
I
we've got
think
this
this one
one.
is a culprit.
Right.
I'll get him out of the way, which leads me, yeah, were you going to point to this
I was
branch?
gonna point to that
Yeah.
branch,
Now
yes.
this one, I might take off this,
Yes.
but now I'll be able to come in and pleach this down. That will really
would be
help.
great. Yes, and it would keep it in the form.
Yes, yes.
I have to say, we've been talking about pleaching, but we've never really defined it.
Really haven't. Okay, pleaching is the training of, usually it's a tree, and it's in a specific form, and what you do is you start when the tree is very young, when it's really, as I said, is a whip, and you're able to bend branches. And so what we did here was when the trees were young, we bent the branches down horizontally, and every year the tree grew, and we would keep bending horizontally until it got about to here, and then we started pulling branches over and tying them down. We use twine, and we use twine that will break down. We don't use anything artificial.
Right.
So that it breaks down. And often there are certain places where you will see that the tree grafts onto itself.
Yes.
And that's really cool, and that's part of the pleaching, and that's what makes this whole structure stronger.
So it actually becomes one unit.
So it becomes one unit.
Yes, yes.
So that's kind of a fascinating thing, and it's been done in Europe for centuries and centuries. There's
Yes.
a beautiful laburnum pleached arbor at Hampton Court that's really pretty.
In
And
the
then there's the
UK,
one in
yeah.
Williamsburg that's the American Beach.
Yeah, the American
So
Beach.
they're beautiful.
And you chose European Hornbeam because of
did.
its flexibility.
Right, and because it tolerates wet soil. We have really poorly drained soil here.
Okay.
And so the hornbeam is going to make it. I
Okay.
have a few that are not doing well because they're in the shade of the elm down at the end of the pleached arbor, but I'll probably come in with some young trees and go ahead and add those to the blanks.
Well, this has been a wonderful, wonderful
Good.
lesson in pleaching, and a special treat to come to Tuckahoe.
Oh, thank you so much.
And a joy
it's
to
so
be
much
with
fun
you all
having
morning.
you all
Yes.
here.
Well, equally returned. It's
Okay.
been wonderful.
Thanks.
So, thank you.
You're welcome.
There's so many tasks to do in the springtime, and pruning is a major one. And actually learning how to properly prune and move things around, meaning to allow the growth habit to do different forms, is just an important art. And we thank Sue for sharing her expertise in this. And we have Steve Haas here from Haas Rooms, another wonderful springtime activity. And before Steve tells us about these wonderful, interesting figures and forms here on the table, I want to remind you that we'd love to welcome your questions via phone call or email. So please consider them and send them on in. Well, Steve, thanks for coming in on the show, and welcome.
Thanks for having me, Peggy. I'm a big fan of Virginia Homegrown.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, I'm glad you've made it to us and that we can talk about one of your favorite things. So how did you get involved with mushrooms?
Mushrooms have been a part of my life since my first memories. My grandfather taught me about mushroom hunting when I was very young. He died when I was 3 or 4 years old, and that was the thing that always held him in my memory. So it was very important to me. I've been in the business pretty much most of my life now.
That's fascinating. It's a wonderful lifelong hobby for you.
It is.
It is. Well, I have to tell you, Steve, you brought me out and showed me some mushrooms I never knew were mushrooms. So what do we have here on the table?
This is a lion's mane mushroom. They're Hericium erinaceus. Bearded tooth fungus, it's also called. Some people call them pom-poms. Most growers call them lion's mane mushrooms for the obvious reason. They look a lot like a lion's mane.
They do. Do they grow in our area, or are they, where are they indigenous to?
They are, and we can find them all around here. They're a aggressive decomposer of broadleaf hardwoods.
Okay, okay. So you've really got to walk in the woods and just take a look at what's kind of rotting and decomposed. So they're a ground mushroom, or more up onto the trunks, or?
They grow on trees. They're a saprophyte, so they usually are on a sick place on a tree, a dead limb. Sometimes you'll find them on trees that are already on the ground and decomposing.
Decomposing, okay. Right. But could we grow these at home? Could a homeowner grow these mushrooms?
Absolutely.
All right, because I've been to your place and you grow a lot of these mushrooms, but you have a very large scale, operation where a homeowner would not devote a whole wonderful gardening shed to growing mushrooms like you have.
Sure.
But so, I see you've got some things here.
Sure, well, we figured out a way to make it easier for the home gardener to bring them into their home and grow their own. With these, these are kits. They're comprised of sawdust, a little bit of gypsum, and some wheat bran. We inoculate them after we sterilize the substrate, the sawdust. We inoculate them with the strain of mushrooms we like to grow. We let them grow out in the bag, and then when they get to this point, they're ready to put on the shelf and grow mushrooms.
Well, let's get started. What's our next step?
Sure. Okay, the first step when you get the bag is to cut a hole in the top and get all of the air out.
So you just made a 6 to 8 inch slit on the top?
6 to 8 inch slit across the top, just big enough to let the air out. If you don't mind, I'll get you to hold that down.
I'll hold the bow, okay?
At this point, we duct tape it down.
Okay, you got it.
So we can keep it taut there. We'll bring the tape on around here.
Duct tape on the bench.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go. So you've got that sealed nice and tight.
Nice and tight, so this way, when it's in the room with all the humidity that it's going to need, it won't come open.
Okay, okay.
Sure.
Very good. And what's our next step next?
The next step is to come about 3/4 of the way up on it, and we'll cut a small X, about a 1/2 inch in each direction, and we'll put 2 of those on here.
Are you picking a particular place on that bag to make those cuts?
I am. You want to find a white spot, a place where the mycelium's actually there. You can see the flesh or the tissue of the mushroom, so it's ready to set fruit. The minute it gets air and water on there, it's going to start.
Okay, okay, that makes sense. And then what do we do? I mean, I've always been taught you grow them in a dark place or something.
That's the thing about mushrooms that is misunderstood. Mushrooms need light just like anything else. So they don't need direct sunlight. Some strains do, some don't. This one in particular uses enough light that you can read by. So incandescent light or a window, you don't want to put it directly in sunlight, but just enough that you can actually read by.
Kind of like the bright light of a forest floor.
Exactly.
Exactly, yes.
So,
but what's our next step? Because I know my house is not the same environment as a forest floor.
Sure. So what we do is we take a 56 quart clear container or larger,
Okay.
If you want to do a couple of kits at the same time, you can do 2 in one container. We'll take it off, and I'll get you, if you don't mind, to sit that right there.
Right here,
And
okay.
so what we're doing is creating a little terrarium-like environment for it so that it can, we'll put the lid on slightly askew so that it can breathe. Mushrooms breathe air and exhale CO2 like animals, unlike plants.
Okay.
Then you want to take a misting bottle with spring water. Definitely use spring water. And you spray in the kit inside of the Tupperware so that you can establish some humidity. You'll want to do that 2 or 3 times a day. If possible, if you miss one, it won't matter.
And how often do you want to, so you're saying 2 to 3 times a day. The evening time, you don't have to worry about it because our temperatures drop, or?
Well, by having it in the container, it helps to hold the humidity in there.
Okay.
If it's nighttime, if I'm going to be gone for a day or something like that, I'd suggest kind of closing it off a little bit, but not all the way.
Because you need that air
It needs
circulation.
the air exchange,
Yes.
correct.
All right, how long do I wait? Because we've got that, and you've got these beautiful examples here. So.
Well, as soon as the water hit there and it started breathing, it started setting fruit. So at this point, it's already started. And about 4 or 5 days, you'll see a mushroom the size of a quarter growing off the front. And about 5 or 6 days after that, it reaches this point right here. It's still firm on top.
Yeah, I can feel it. There's a firmness to these.
Yeah, so we've got them up high, about 3/4 of the way on the bag, so it allows room for it to grow down. When they get to a certain point that you can feel the tops and they're soft and they're slightly yellow, like these over here,
These definitely are spongier.
they're ready to go. So all you have to do is you twist them off of the kit, and they're ready to use.
And we've got these right here. When did
do.
you harvest these? Were these harvested today?
This morning.
This morning. I've noticed watching on the camera here that you're just starting to yellow a little
They
from all
are.
the
They're
heat.
getting some air and heat,
Yeah.
and that's they're starting to degrade at this point. So what you would do typically is put them in a paper bag and put them in the refrigerator or put them straight in the saute pan.
How long will they keep in the fridge typically?
About a week to 10 days, somewhere in there. This one has a pretty decent shelf life.
Fantastic. Well, this has been very good information, Steve. I've been fascinated because I'd never seen a lion's mane mushroom before, so I was just taken aback by them. I love the texture, and I can't wait to taste one day, so be able to utilize it. But we've got some more great questions and answers coming, I'm sure, on this. And until then, we've got the Plant of the Month, which is over at J. Sargent Reynolds Community College. So let's go take a look.
Hi, my name is Betsy Trice. I'm here at Reynolds Community College. I'm the Sustainable Agriculture Instructor here, and I will be talking about winter cover crops. Cover crops are great to incorporate into the vegetable garden because they help keep the soil covered. They increase the organic matter, keep the soil life active, and they capture nutrients and store them over the winter in order to provide them for the following crop. And the first cover crop that I would like to show you is oats. Oats can be planted at the end of the summer, early fall. They put on a lot of quick vegetative growth, and here in Zone 7 they will winter kill. So the temperatures will get cold enough, the plant will die back, leaving a bed nice and covered with mulch that you can directly transplant your spring transplants into. Oilseed radish or tillage radish is another winter cover crop, and that can also be planted at the end of the summer, early fall. And the radishes will grow up to 2 feet long, 2 to 3 inches in diameter, and they will also winter kill here in Zone 7. Once they winter kill, they'll decompose into the soil, leaving nice deep cavities for air and water to infiltrate, and they'll leave the bed clean and ready for spring transplanting or direct sowing. And the third cover crop I would like to show is actually a combination of cereal rye and hairy vetch. And this is planted in the fall, September up to the end of October. Cereal rye is excellent at breaking up compacted soil and increasing the organic matter. It can be tilled in very early in the spring for spring transplanting, or left to grow and cut when the cereal rye sheds pollen in early May for transplanting summer vegetables. The hairy vetch in this mixture is extremely beneficial because it's a legume. So it fixes nitrogen into a form that the following plants can use once it's tilled in or it decomposes on the surface of the soil. Cover crops are extremely beneficial in the vegetable garden because they increase the soil health, and healthy soil is the basis of any successful vegetable garden.
Those are some very timely tips so that next fall we're planting our vegetable garden, we can remember to include some cover crops to protect that soil all winter long. But anyway, we've got a lot of questions for tonight's show, and Steve, we've got a lot of mushroom questions for you. So the first one is from Tom from Henrico, and he'd like to know, are morels going to have an early season, or will he have to wait for them this year?
I believe we're going to have an early season. I expect to find them in the next few days.
Oh, wonderful. And another one was concerning some of the mushrooms that are there any mushrooms out right now?
Yeah, right now I've been finding wood ear mushrooms, still finding oyster mushrooms after the rain, and also one called a dryad saddle, a polypore that tastes sort of like melon.
We've had a really unique spring this year with the really moist and then very dry and the sporadic rain. Has that affected the mushroom crops out in the woods? Or?
We'll see.
We'll see. That's a very good question. We've got one here from Susan in our studio audience tonight, and she wanted to know if you have any tips of what you could do with the mossy lawn, John.
Learn to love it.
Learn to love it.
Moss is very, very difficult. It grows in conditions where nothing else will grow. So I don't have a silver bullet. There's no way to really perfectly overcome moss. If you can get the soil enrichment going and increase light to that area, you might be able to slowly and gradually over time make change and put something there besides the moss. But in Central Virginia, where I'm at with the heavy clays and lots of homes in the woods, there's lots of moss, and it does something that we need, which is maintain that soil.
Absolutely. People don't realize the role that moss plays. And although it's not lawn, it does have its place. Absolutely. Steve, there's another one on mushrooms, though. Can you tell me about the use of mushrooms in creams and cosmetics? Are they beneficial? It seems to be the new trend these days.
It is, and I actually have my own line of skincare called Forward Skincare. Mushrooms have been used for skin topically applied, and when eaten, they're good for your skin as well for thousands of years. And there's certain mushrooms that are more effective than others. The two that I like the most are the Tremella fusiformis mushroom and the shiitake mushroom. Both are ones that we use in our line of skincare.
Oh, very interesting. Next time I eat shiitakes, I'll keep that in mind. So, we've got one on fertilizing our yard. John, how many times a year should one fertilize the lawn? It's from Julia with our studio audience.
Okay,
here.
excellent question. The standard extension answer is it depends. So first and foremost, we do a soil sample and we make sure we know exactly what we need. I like to encourage split applications depending on the amount of fertilizer. So a spring application, if you really like to mow, if you want to see that grass green up quick and get that early spring flush, then let's do a spring application. And then in the late summer, early fall, let's do another application to prepare that sod for the fall. So a split application works really well. But it does depend on your individual circumstance. So that's a broad brush answer. I would still want to sit down with the homeowner and let's talk about what you're growing, what your desires are for your yard, what the soil sample said, and then make our decisions.
Good answer. Good thorough answer. Thank you.
Thank you.
But also, in starting a new garden, we have one from our audience, another audience member, Dan in Nelson County, starting a new garden in an old pasture land. What should he do for soil preparation? Or should he wait till next year to start planting and I guess focus on the soil this year?
That's a good question. That is one we run into occasionally. So if we're working old pasture land, old, how old? How long has it been since livestock were on the property? That'll speak to a little bit of the organic matter that's in the soils. So if there've been livestock there lately, there's a lot of organic matter. There might be something there to work with this spring. So we may be able to get in there and garden this year.
So maybe a soil test is
First
step.
Always first steps, plus an on-site observation. But then if that's not the case, or if I can't go look at it, then we might want to assess it and wait till next year and do some heavy planning through this year so that we can start in the fall
Good
with
advice.
some of those cover crops.
Good planning always is more of a successful outcome anyway. Always. We've got one here from hickory trees. There's at least two kinds of hickory trees, and is there any way anybody could tell which is which? No, okay. I think we'll get back to that question, okay? We've got so many, we'll just keep moving on so that we can get things going. Planting trees of Sharon in Richmond. The city just planted 3 trees in the tree wells by her house. No information on the type of tree or how much water to give them. You know, what's the advice for watering the street trees that have been planted by the city lately?
So we're talking about tree wells. You mean the retention areas that are holding?
Just tree wells along the sidewalks and the streets.
Anything's going to need some watering if it's just been planted.
Yes.
The summers we've had lately have been pretty brutal. So if there's some way to put I don't always like the gators that you see on trees. If they're left there over long periods of time, they're damaging to the bark and to the tree. But they do provide that water source that they desperately need if we have dry conditions. So I would plan to water, if she's willing to do it, through the year.
Technically, and we at Maymont, we tend to put about 1 inch of water down in our trees every week if Mother Nature does not do so, particularly through the first year of planting, particularly in July and August. A tree uses a lot of water as you know, from evaporation as well as transpiration during those months. So it's imperative that you water them, but also to make sure you keep a good mulch layer on them so that that can help sustain and control the soil temperature as well as the amount of water that's evaporating from that. So I applaud you for taking care of the street trees. Thank you very much. And I know the city arborists will welcome it too. So Mike from Ashland, though, has another question, and it's almost time to start planting. Is there anywhere I can do to pick up tips for this planting season that's coming up? And
I believe there's something coming up. There's an event in April.
yes, there is. On April 23rd, the Spring Garden Fest over at Reynolds Community College is coming up. And we've got information on our Facebook page about it, but they've also got it on the Goochland-Powhatan Master Gardener website. So that's the newest one coming up. And you can look on our Facebook page, and if you haven't liked us yet, please do. But yes, there'll be some information on that one. It's April 23rd. It's a Saturday. So check that one out. A lot of good information coming. We've got to start with our annual vole question, and thank you, Becky, from our audience. How do we get rid of the voles in the garden? And you're allergic to, I'm allergic to costs, so.
That's an old question.
Yes, it is an old question.
So if we're going to talk, less invasive means first. So compaction. It's counterintuitive. I don't like a compacted soil. I don't want to compact my yard. But voles like soft soil. They tunnel through, they dig well. So if we can compact that soil and harass them, that will help to encourage them to leave. It's not perfect. It's not foolproof, but it is a organic treatment, so to speak, that you might be able to use in your yard. But if we have a really heavy problem and the sod is being dangerously torn up, for lack of a better term, there are chemicals that can be used that we can get their food source out of the yard. Now, it's broad spectrum. It's going to kill everything that's in the yard, but that will reduce the voles' food and then help move some of them out.
And organically milky spore bacteria.
Perfect.
Which brings us into, Steve, we've got a question for you. In walking through the woods, how can people, be able to tell, shall we say, a mushroom that's poisonous versus non-poisonous?
Experience.
Experience.
It's all about what you know. Right? Don't ever eat a mushroom unless you're 100% sure what it is. Otherwise, always seek out a wild mushroom expert, and they're more than happy to identify it for you. We do that through our webpage, and people text me. I get a couple of hundred pictures every day from April 1st all the way through Thanksgiving.
Because you also lead walks on mushrooms as well.
I do. I lead forays all over the world. I lead them here in Richmond on Tuckahoe Plantation as one of my favorite spots to do mushroom hunts.
Well, wonderful. So people could learn that way as well.
Absolutely.
So we've got one more question, and we've got a question from Florida. A new person in our community would like to know what types of trees are blooming right now around town. In springtime, Virginia just glows in springtime. So what are blooming out in Nelson?
Lots of things.
Fluvanna County.
That's okay. I won't hold that against you.
Okay.
Lots and lots of trees. Lots of white right now. Lots of pears. I'm seeing a lot of red buds. I like the natives. So that red is really starting to pop out there at us. It's beautiful.
Yes.
And well, those are the two that jump out to my mind right now.
Also,
Cherries.
there's a third one, the cherries, of course, but also the amelanchiers, which is the softer, more delicate white, where the pears are the bolder, stronger, poofier whites. where our native Amelanchier serviceberry is blooming as well. And of course our cherries too. A lot of wonderful things, and it's just going to get better every week.
Absolutely.
So, speaking of getting better, well, I think we've got an opportunity to, I'm going blank. Yes, we're going to be going to Skylar Green Company to learn more about hydroponics. So let's go take a look.
Well, John, thank you for having us out this morning to Skylar Green's company. We're really excited to be here today and curious about your operation. Could you tell us a little bit about how Skylar Green's company began and what your operation does?
Sure. So I own a commercial hydroponic greenhouse outside of Charlottesville, Virginia. And I grow using NFT channels, which is nutrient film technique. It's a common style hydroponic growing. And I'd be happy to walk you through the greenhouse and how I do this.
And John, I see you have some trays here with some foam, and I assume this is where you start, where you do your planting. Can you tell us a little more about it?
This table is a propagation table. This is where every plant starts. There's different types of growing media that you can use with hydroponics. I use Oasis, and I'll either seed if it's head lettuce, one seed per hole, if it's baby green like arugula or kale, generally a couple seeds per hole. I use pelleted seeds, which have a little clay coating on them.
I was going to ask, they look bigger than a lettuce seed normally would, so.
Yep, it makes them easier to handle. And they've also been treated with a little fungicide. It improves performance, so generally these germinate at about 99%. If you could see it, this is the same romaine, and that's the difference in size. So
that is amazing.
So it makes it a lot easier to handle, and it makes their performance better. And then these would just go in, this Oasis media, throughout the rest of the mat.
Yes, sir.
And then it would get watered a couple times a day. And after 2 weeks, I'd have seedlings that I would then move to the main growing table.
Okay.
However, if I'm growing microgreens, which are very popular as a garnish in restaurants, and or wheatgrass, the seeding density is a lot higher. So instead of doing a few seeds per hole for your standard either head lettuce or baby greens, I'm gonna actually use a much higher density of seeds. And this is how the wheatgrass starts. I soak it for about a day in order to prime it and to have it germinate faster. And then I'll put it in the same propagation tray, but instead of using Oasis, I'll put it on a felt pad. Some people use paper towels or coconut coir. There's different growing medias, but microgreens grow faster, and this is about 10 days old.
Wow.
So it's quick.
Yes, sir.
Bull's blood, which is beets, tend to be a little bit longer because they have a bigger seed that needs to be broken apart.
Okay.
So, but just like outside of a greenhouse, the most important thing for any plants is daylight. So the amount of light we're getting, the daily light interval, really impacts plant performance. Not only their health, but also how quickly it takes in order for them to be at a marketable, harvestable stage.
So for the home gardener, the take-home message might be it takes a little longer in the wintertime to produce the crop that we're after. In the summertime, we can really ramp that up.
Yep. I think for the home gardener, and a lot of people are starting to plant right now for their spring gardens. I think the most important thing, and I've seen even when I've done it in my house in 10, 20 trays with potting mix, is make sure that's close to a window. Maybe just because it's inside and it's it's warm, that's one element, but you gotta put it in a place where it's gonna get light.
Can't undersell the importance of the sunlight.
No, sunlight is important for growing.
Fantastic. Well, John, we've moved over to look at more of your system here. I see lots of hoses and trunk lines. How does all this function?
Sure, so after we go from the propagation tables, I bring the Oasis and the seedlings at that point over here, and we'll break them apart and plant each seedling into what at first is a nursery channel, which has more holes and closer together. There's 72 in this particular model.
Okay.
We'll stay here if I'm doing baby greens or head lettuce for about 2 weeks. If they're baby greens, I'll harvest them after 2 weeks. If I'm doing head lettuce, then I will move them to a finishing channel, which gives the head lettuce some more space to expand and grow. The reservoir circulates water throughout this entire table, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Fantastic. Let's talk nutrition. Our viewers at home are using soil. They're in the soil and need to think about nutrition as well. So let's talk about this and you tell us how you do it.
So there's really no difference between the nutrients in soil and the nutrients in a hydroponic system. The only difference is that in hydroponics they're water soluble.
Okay.
So you don't want them to precipitate out a solution because they need to be available to the plants. They need to, once they're pumped through here, well, two things. One is you don't want it to clog your drip lines. And then two is pH. Hydroponic plants, they like lower pHs than soil. It enables the plant to take up more of the nutrients and to grow. But really the only significant difference between in the soil and hydroponic growing is that the soil is supporting the plant. In this case, the little oasis cube is supporting the plant, the roots. And since it has that little structure and the nutrients are essentially the same, it's able to grow just like it would in the ground. And then you can see as these drip lines pump just a small amount of water in this NFT channel, you can see the roots, they start out small and then they just get really big.
That is amazing.
There's just a little film of water supplying this, but you know, a full-size plant grows out of that.
I can't stress enough at this point, you're testing your water, you know what's in your solution, so that is analogous to soil testing.
Yep.
So this being springtime, it's time for our home gardeners to get out there and do the same thing so they know what they've got.
Yep. It's so important to test because you don't know what your baseline is. You don't know what you're deficient at, and you don't know, what nutrients, what elements, what trace elements. So it's very important to test either your soil or, in this case, your water. Water is critical to hydroponics.
Yes, sir. Tell us about this. This is just laying here on top of your system here.
Yep.
And just tell us what's in there.
So these are beneficial insects. I don't actually spray in the greenhouse, but I use insects in order to control the negative insects. So mites for the thrips, there's little wasps I use for aphids, ladybugs, and the same can be done outside of the greenhouse, and that enables us as well as someone in the home garden to avoid using a lot of chemicals or sprays.
And the bag here has a hole in it, and these guys climb out and
yeah, they
and
walk
do their
out
work.
and then they walk down on the tracks, and then I also have a sticky card, and this enables me to see what's in the greenhouse. And another thing, yellow is actually traditionally a very difficult plant to grow flowers because so many insects are attracted to yellow. So that's why that card's yellow, to attract the negative pest insects, so I know what's in here and how to adjust my insects to combat them.
Think summer vegetables and squash and that kind of thing, and everything likes to eat it, including us.
Yep.
Yeah, that is a neat tool to use, and I really appreciate that. So this has been a wonderful morning we've spent with you. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. We appreciate you opening the greenhouse for us, and thank you for your time, John.
Oh, thank you for coming. It was great to have you here today.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Well, we just had an excellent trip to Skylar Green's farm. I hope everybody else enjoyed that as much as I did. Now, first, I've got to remind everyone to send in your questions via phone and email. We're looking forward to those and would like to answer them. But right now, we've got John here with us in the studio from Skylar Green's farm, and we're going to do some demonstrations. We want to see what you've got here, John. So tell us about the equipment and things you've got on the table.
Yeah, sure. So I thought I'd demonstrate how to grow microgreens today, and I'm going to use it and grow in soil instead of hydroponically. I thought this might be a little more accessible to the person at home.
Yes, sir.
So microgreens are real popular right now for restaurants as a garnish, and also people that are really into nutrition. They are about, I think, 40 times more nutrient dense than more mature plants. So lots of interest in microgreens right now.
Hot topics.
So in order to grow them, I'm using a standard greenhouse flat, also called a 10-20 tray.
Okay. I'm not a greenhouse. I don't have a background, so that just means...
The reason it's called a 10-20 tray is because it's basically 10 inches by 20 inches. So that's the industry standard. Yeah, it's not nothing that exciting.
Okay.
So a 10-20 tray. I have a standard potting mix here in this bucket, a little clear transparent dome, which I'll be getting out later, a mister, some microgreen seeds from Johnny's out of Maine, a little scale, some vermiculite.
Okay. Right there.
And then I'll get to those. Those are the final result. In this particular case, I have a shallow germination tray and then a deeper 1020 tray. Just that's something I guess I should point out.
Okay. Is that for water?
Yep, and I'll get to that definitely.
Okay.
So
didn't mean to steal your thunder.
Oh no.
Okay.
So I'll just begin filling up this tray, and like I said, this is just standard potting mix. Tends to work really well for microgreens. Most of the energy for microgreens, since they're so small and so quick, comes from the seed, so you actually don't really need any supplemental fertilizer or additives.
Mm-hmm. You talked about in the greenhouse how fast they turn over. So that's indicative of that everything that you need is from the seed. You're not necessarily using a soil substrate because they move so fast.
So quick, yeah. Some of the faster varieties, pretty much you can do anything as a microgreen. So basil or cilantro or bull's blood, which are beets, arugula, really anything. The life cycle is different depending on the specific species. So some things are pretty fast, like 2 weeks, and other things might be 3 or 4 weeks. So that's the only difference. But everything can pretty much be grown as a microgreen.
All right. With daylight, you mentioned in the greenhouse, daylight's a big factor too. So you should be gearing up pretty heavily right now.
Yep.
Day length is really, it's spring. It has popped.
So things are accelerating now with longer amounts of daylight. So I've done this. I've put out the potting mix in this germination tray. Then the next step is, so you get your seeds, and different seed companies have actual microgreen varieties of different vegetables or greens. And they're, in this particular case, it's a mustard mix, and the seeds are pretty tiny. You can see them in this little plastic cup I have. But depending on the size of the seed, I use anywhere from 15 to 25 grams of seeds. So that's why I have this little scale here. And I did it. I have 13 grams of this mustard mix. And then this is just your standard sports drink bottle that I cut. And it gets even distribution. So that's something that you want to just spread out as evenly as you can.
Is that why you measure out the amount as well, so you have an even growth?
Yep. So the key is you want, with microgreens, so they end up like that, you want density, but seeds also need some space. So you want enough density to get a full crop in the 1020 tray, but you also don't want to overcrowd them, because if you have too many seeds, you're going to have more disease pressure and other issues.
Makes sense. All right. So what do you do after this? Now you've spread your seeds.
Yep.
What's next?
Next step is to get some vermiculite.
Okay.
And the main purpose of the vermiculite is really to retain moisture in the potting mix and to keep the seeds in a humid environment. This is the same concept, just kind of spread it out pretty thinly, not too much of it. And that's pretty much...
That's pretty well ready to go then.
Pretty much. And then...
A little moisture?
Yep. In order to really start the germination process, I'd use a mister. You can use it on your garden hose. Just make sure you're back and have enough distance so you don't...
Not too much pressure.
Yeah, because the thing is, when you're hitting it with water, you don't want to move the seeds around too much. So just lightly mist it. And then to retain the humidity, these clear plastic domes, which fit exactly for the 1020 tray.
Perfect.
Goes right on top, and
sunshine.
Yeah, well, and actually one other thing which you mentioned earlier. So
yes, sir.
Fill up the bottom tray with water, and then you'll bottom water it, and then you won't even have to water it again. And it will take away the disease pressure, and then
here we are.
10 days to 2 weeks, this is what the mustard will look like. Same seeds, and that's another example, and that's wheatgrass.
So
that's really popular for juicing, but same concept, just seeded in high density and then harvested about 2 weeks later.
Fantastic. What are some other seed types you use that you like to use?
It really is driven by restaurants and chefs, but bull's blood is a very popular one. That's a beet, arugula, Tuscan kale, also known as dinosaur kale. But really, like I said, anything can be grown as a microgreen. And what's kind of neat about microgreens is that their flavor profiles can be either extremely intense, like in this case, this is a pretty spicy one, or they can change as the plant gets bigger. So
Neat,
yep.
neat. Well, I think we're actually running out of time. So at this point, I want to thank you. And also, it's time for us to head to see Peggy for our tip from Maymont.
Here we are at Maymont on a beautiful spring day with daffodils in full bloom. And if you remember, last fall was the time to plant these beautiful daffodils. And at your local garden center, you purchased a bulb about this size. And it might have had what we call one nose or two noses, but it was of a good sized bulb. And the parts of that bulb are very important to know because it's got a nice basal root plate to it, and then it has a nose where the shoot, the growth is going to emerge from this time of year. If we could look down into the ground right now, we would see that our daffodil bulbs are much smaller than they were, and that our bulb has actually become very, very small as the roots started to grow in January, believe it or not, and how that nose, the shoot, started to come out of the nose as the weather warmed. What you need to understand is for that bulb to get large again is after all of these blossoms are finished and you're just looking at the green foliage of the daffodils, you need to allow that green foliage to turn yellow and to actually die back. In turning yellow, all of the energy that the leaves produce go back into that bulb. And come the end of daffodil season, you will have in your gardens these nice sized beautiful bulbs for next year. Here at Maymont, we've planted thousands of bulbs for our guests to enjoy, and we encourage people to plant daffodils as well. Daffodils are deer-proof. They don't eat them at all, which is a wonderful attribute as well. Daffodil bulbs are very easy to grow, and they truly give you enjoyment year after year, as long as you let that foliage die back to yellow before removing it. As gardeners, many questions do come up as we work out in our yards, and if you have some questions in between the shows, you can send them to Richard Nunnally at the Richmond Times-Dispatch. His information is there on our screen, and it just might show up in the Sunday paper. You just don't know. But speaking of questions, we've got some new ones that have come in, and we've got quite a number, and one of them is from Doug from Verina, and his question was, you've got these wonderful microgreens, but how do you harvest them?
Yep. The easiest way to harvest them at home is just with a pair of scissors. You want to make sure they're clean scissors and just cut them at the base a little bit above the soil and put them into a container and then rinse them off, put them in a salad spinner, and then they're ready to eat.
Do they, and of course these are seedlings, so they won't sprout back up again?
From a commercial perspective, no, it's a one-time deal. But yeah, if you left them there, they'll grow back.
Okay, well, that's interesting. How long, really, to what extent can they stay in that tray? They were packed pretty tightly.
Yep, not very long. You want to, once they get past the first cotyledon leaves and then before the first true leaves, you pretty much want to harvest them. So at that point, whether it's 2 weeks or 4 weeks, it depends on the variety.
Okay, then they make great compost, huh?
Yeah, yeah. That's right. And you have a great yard.
But it's a short-term thing.
Beautiful grass.
Well, my question is, to what extent could a homeowner grow this in their house? Where could they do this in a house, or do they need to do it outside or in a greenhouse?
With those, with the 10-20 tray and potting mix, it's very easy to do on a kitchen table and just put it near a window. And microgreens generally don't need a lot of light. They're so small. They're not, their environmental demands aren't quite as intense as larger plants. So it's something that's very popular to do on your kitchen table or at home.
Well, they're so nutritious.
Yep.
Thank you. That's good information. We've got another one coming up with our spring blossoms here. And we've got somebody with a weeping willow tree, and it's Mary Ann from Richmond, and she's here in our audience again. And she's got a young weeping willow tree. She planted it in memory of her husband in fall of 2014. And she was wondering, what should she do to keep it healthy and thriving to adulthood?
Again, we can go right back to soil sampling again. trees need fertilization just like our yards do, so that would be wise. And then healthy pruning occasionally might be a good thing, depending on how it's growing and what it looks like. Those two things, plus observing for pest pressure, and you should have your bases covered.
Also remember too, where willows do grow in the wild, in the natural habitat is down wet and low. So if it's in a drier area, that moisture is key for that willow tree to survive. High and dry, cherry, but low and wet, a weeping willow. It works out very well. Steve, we've got another question for you. It's from Susie out in Sandston, and she was wondering, you know, the lion's mane mushrooms, what do they taste like and what do you use? She says, what can I use to cook them in?
That's a great question. Lion's mane mushrooms are a really great gourmet mushroom. It has the flavor profile of shellfish, such as lobster or shrimp. That flavor is greatly enhanced by using butter about the last minute or so that you're cooking them.
That sounds delicious. I can't wait to
great.
try some. Yes. John, we've got one from John for Chesterfield, and John, sorry.
It's okay.
But he was wondering, you had mentioned the microgreens. What else could could be grown inside in that manner to be able to provide some fresh vegetables?
The limiting factor of growing indoors would be light. So if you're going to grow indoors, then you probably, if you're trying to grow bigger things like vegetables indoors, you should probably get some supplemental light. But I mean, technically you could grow anything inside, but microgreens, they're easy, they don't require a lot of light, and it's something that anyone can do.
Okay, so you could just keep successfully putting in crops all season.
Yeah, a lot of people grow wheatgrass at home and juice it because the nutrient value of it, and they just plant succession crops, continuously.
How wonderful, how simple.
Yep, very simple.
Yes. Steve, we've got another question for you. Wondering, he was saying that he's been out in his yard, he's been looking at mushrooms, and he's really not sure how to identify them, and he would like to be able to start a mushroom sort of garden at his house. How could he go ahead doing this outside in a garden type environment?
Absolutely. There's several strains of mushrooms that are great to bring into your garden. One is the Strasferia ragusa annulata, or the wine cap mushroom. That you mix with straw and sawdust, and you can create a bed in your garden that you can actually grow plants from the same bed. Another one would be a it would be a elm mushroom, elm oyster mushroom. That's also called a garden oyster mushroom. The same thing, you mix it with straw. There's agaric mushrooms, like the button mushroom family. The one in particular that people are starting to bring into their gardens now is used to be called Brazilianus. Now they're calling it has a new name, almond portobello.
Interesting. So you can grow those in your yard.
Right, or shiitake logs. That's another thing that people have been doing for a long time now.
They've been doing that for a very long time. That's a good one. We've got one from Sally over at Old Church, and she was wondering, where could she buy your hydroponic, produce?
I work with a lot of restaurants in Richmond and in Charlottesville, Virginia. You can go to my website, skylargreens.com, to find out who I'm working with, and then also, it's available in Richmond.
Okay, so
I don't want to name individual stores.
Okay. Yeah. Go to your website.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
It's hard to pick,
Okay, I understand. I'll say our John.
That works.
We have Stella in Richmond, and she's here in the audience, and her tulip leaves in her yard look rough and they haven't bloomed yet. Is this because of the late cold winter?
Ooh, it's possible. I'm not real sure.
Well, I can give you a little bit of advice on that, Stella.
I'll defer to you.
Yes, this is the second or the third year that you've had these tulips. Tulips are annuals, but they're not native to Virginia. Our soil stays too hot and too warm for them to be able to perpetuate themselves, to perennialize. Many of the cultivars do not, and so the leaves will come up shoddy. They'll be single and small. And so what I encourage you to do is go buy more and plant and enjoy more. And so yes, dig up the old ones and put in some new ones. We have another tulip question though, and this gal was wondering where is it? I can't find it. I'm sorry, I'm not going to give you the due credit, but the question was what cultivars are perennial here in the Richmond area? And I'm going to encourage you to go to the Brent and Becky Bulbs website. They've been guests on our show numerous times. Matter of fact, Brent is coming this season again, but he has a list of tulips that will perennialize here in the Richmond, Central Virginia area that you can use in your gardens to be able to grow and enjoy them year after year after year. Personally, I like daffodils for that, but tulips are also very beautiful and have a whole new color spectrum. So that's my answer to that one too. I'm learning this tablet, so please be with me. And Steve, a question that when we were talking about sources for the greens, what are the sources that people can purchase the mushrooms for locally?
We sell our mushrooms here in Richmond at the south of the James Farmers Market. I'm in Charlottesville starting in May, and Williamsburg every weekend.
Okay.
Williamsburg Farmers Market.
All right, so it looks like we have websites to go to so that people can go. And you can find information on both of these companies on our website, so please visit it, and you'll be able to connect over to their websites. We've got time for just one more very quick question, and it's a question about ants in a garden. And was just wondering, people are concerned when they find ants at the base of the maybe a favorite shrub or crepe myrtle or something. Do you have any advice on what would be best to be done with that?
So that's not always the end of the world, but a little investigation would be really wise to figure out where they are, where the hill is, what's the problem. And if you've got more to add to that, Peggy, go for it.
Nope, what I'm going to say is thank you for coming, and we'll see you next month. And thank you for coming on to Virginia Homegrown.
Thank you for watching Virginia Homegrown. For information on how to become a financial partner, please contact Lanny Fields at 804-560-8226 or lfields@ideastations.org.